Namaste, myself Dr. K.K. Chaudhary, Faculty of Education and Methodology, Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women University, Jaipur. And today we will discuss about the institutional planning. So, before starting the institutional planning, we should know about the meaning of management of an institution. When a plan is prepared by a particular institution on the basis of its own development and improvement, we call it institutional plan. Some eminent authorities have defined institutional plan in the following way: a program of development and improvement prepared by an educational institution on the basis of its felt needs and the resources available or are likely to be available with a view to improving the school program and school practices constitute a plan for an institution. The plan may be for a longer duration or a shorter duration. This is the definition given by W.M. Buch. According to Dr. Shiv K. Mitra, if education does not bring in always something which is new, it is not different from traditions. I think the whole notion of institutional planning is based on this idea that at every stage, right from the school to the topmost level in the field of education, constant effort has to be made in order that we don't have new ideas for the sake of new ideas, but in order that we can do a better job with whatever resources we have at our command. According to E.W. Franklin, institutional planning is a milestone in the journey towards the improvement of the education. The teacher is the kingpin in any educational effort. It is for the first time that teaching community is being asked to act as a planner and executor of educational improvement. Then, what should be the characteristics of the educational plan? It is a fact of the experience that no two schools can be identical in their need and the requirement. Hence, each school will have to prepare an institutional plan for itself independently. An ideal school plan will have the following characteristics. It should be need-based. It should be prepared according to the need of the institution and not on the basis of the grant sanction. It should aim at the maximum use of available human and the material resources. It should be a plan of work and not a charter of demand. In other words, you can say it must aim at utilizing what is available and not demanding what is not available. It should limit itself to the total improvement of the school and should not suggest work for the district educational authorities or demand fund from the Directorate of Education for its implementation. It should be based on certain predetermined objectives and the goals, and all activities planned should help directly or indirectly to achieve these ends. The plan should have a well-defined and finely classified activities for the school improvement and school development. It should be flexible in nature so that at various stages of its implementation, changes may be effected according to the need and the requirement. Howsoever brilliantly a plan may be prepared, there can be some unforeseen circumstances which may later on force an amendment. It should be in consonance with the district education plan and should in no case run contrary to it. It should clearly indicate the time limit for its implementation It can be short-term one or a long-term one depending upon the circumstances and need of the school. It should have a balanced approach so that it does not towards academics or out of the class activities alone. The principal has to play a very important role as a coordinator. Now, what should be the aim and the objective of the institutional planning? Each institution should prepare the plan for the basis of the following characteristics. First, on the academic side, institutional planning should aim at the qualitative improvement, providing more amenities to the teacher, students, and the local communities, maintaining, if not improving, the educational standard if the number of students increase in the school, and reducing and even eliminating the incidence of wastage and stagnation. Second point, on the skill side, it should aim at cultivating a liking for gardening, craft, interior and exterior decoration. Third point, on the attitude side, it should aim at the promoting better relationship between the student and the teachers on the one hand, and teachers and the parents on the other hand. Inspiring the teacher to give their best to the student in particular and the school in general. Developing a taste in the student for dramatic, athletic and hobbies. Creating a feeling of belongingness the institution in both the student and teachers. On the economic side, it should aim at the reducing the cost of education per student by making the optimum utilization of existing resources, tapering all the economic resource for local community, procuring all possible plan and non-plan, recurring and non-recurring grant from the government agencies. If it is a newly started school, the first aim should be to give a firm footing to it, but if it is an old and established one, the main objective would be to review and if need be to redefine its philosophy. On the political side, it should aim at developing democratic attitude the teacher and the students. Then what should be the area of the institution planning? The first is the administration. A number of projects can be taken up to improve administration, for instance, developing procedure to increase the effectiveness of staff meeting, improving supervision, improving principal-faculty relations, improving staff relation, democratic organization of school giving main responsibility to pupils. Second, school-community relation. Utilizing community resource for better learning in different subjects, arranging talk by commune member, etc. Academics, improving reading habits through a planned use of library, improving internal examination, reducing wastage and the stagnation, assistance to retarded students, education of the gifted, and use of bulletin board for improved teaching. And fourth is the co-curricular activities, trying out different way of organizing co-curricular activities, better use of leisure by teacher as well as students, trying out new program in the school assembly, promoting student interest in school activities, developing hobbies among students, and so on. And fifth is the discipline, finding out way for removing various evil like truancy, stealing, etc. Projects in democratic organization of school, giving more responsibility to pupil, mock parliament in the school, etc. So this is all about the institutional planning. Hope you understand the topic. If you have any query, please mention in the comment box. This session is powered by digital version 2.0 Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women University Jaipur. Thank you very much.